Thank you very much. NAMEL means Nigerian Agricultural Mechanization and Equipment Leasing Company. We pride ourselves, we call ourselves our solution providers. What we did is to create a mechanization ecosystem. Normally people have taken for granted the word mechanization. And unfortunately, evolution has seen, and the current economic situation we find ourselves that it's not a word that you take lightly, because technology is capital intensive, highly capital intensive, and the group of the Nigerian, society that will use the equipments are rural people. Do you understand? Who probably do not even have the capacity in terms of the land size and to use the equipment, but yet we need the mechanization. I'll give you a good example. Some researchers and consulting outfit have projected that Nigeria in the next 25 to 30 years we are going to be 500 million plus. Then I need you to look back that for the past 20 years, our productivity per hectare still remain at an average of 3.5 to 4 metric tons per hectare, but yet our population is exploding. If you revise all these calculations and put them together, so you find that truly that we are not being mechanized at all. And 3-4 years ago, cost of machineries, you understand, I'll give you a good example. The popular mechanization that people always talk about, when they talk about mechanization, is beyond tractor, and implement. There are other value addition, processing and everything. But the common terminology that people relate with mechanization is tractor and implement. 4 years ago, 6-7 years ago, a tractor was going for about 3.4, but the same tractor today, if you look at it, is going for 26 million. What are we producing? Yet our productivity per hectare is still the same, but the price of the tractor has gone up by 300%. So how are we going to do that? So mechanization is capital intensive, and we need to reevaluate our approach and our definition of mechanization if we want to move forward. So NAMEL is a child of necessity. These are the factors that we have looked at in the area of food security. If we have to take agriculture, the best practice that it is. I don't want to use America, I don't want to use Europe, some part of Asia I would like to do that, some part of African countries I would like to do that, because those other part of the world that are too advanced, do you understand? So, but let's look at China, let's look at India, let's look at some African countries like Uganda, Kenya. They've all gone mechanized, and the only way to do that is to provide a solution. NAMEL is 100% private, but we have partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. In 2018-2019, we signed an agreement with Federal Ministry of Agriculture and then with John Deere to bring in about 10,000 units of tractors into the country to implement and roll out a model that we designed. And the model, do you understand, is taking mechanization to farm gates and giving it out at the flexible finance in terms of payment, whereby federal government will bring 30% and NAMEL will bring 70% from the private sector. So we funded. So that is the only relationship we have with the federal government. And that project is ongoing, not fully implemented. We still hope that the agreement will be implemented properly. We are still waiting for the funding. But on the other side, we have moved forward, do you understand, with what we are doing. We are able to raise funding on our own from the private sector. We are able to raise funding from the manufacturer of our equipment. And we are deploying services. Some government agencies, you understand, to see, identify our capacity, identify the model that we have introduced in terms of increasing productivity and digitalizing mechanization. Do you understand? What I mean digitalizing mechanization is that you don't need to be in the farm to see what is going on. They've employed NAMEL, do you understand, to help them deploy services nationwide in order to increase their production, you understand. So we are working with those agencies nationwide. And I think categorically right now, we're doing over 150,000 hectares nationwide providing mechanization. And I'm very happy to also tell you to the same agency also is partnering with us, you understand, to open about 500,000 hectares nationwide in the next 5 years. And this 500,000 hectare land development, not land preparation, is being funded under a program called PAADX, you understand? And the program is all about the agency, you understand, is opening the agency is opening land nationwide, you understand, and then you make the payment over a period of 7 years. So even you right now, if you have a land, you know, a minimum of 20 hectares to 30 hectares, you can approach Namel. Namel will help you package the document, you understand, put you through everything, then introduce you to the channel of processing that they put in place. And after clearing the land, they will fund the production aspect of it. You see, it's one thing to develop land, it's one thing to put it into use. You cannot develop land and you don't put it into use. So the agency identify, the stimulating agency, the controlling agency identify that if I open the land, I also need to fund the production, and they are funding it very well. Absolutely. We are open. We have a website, and on our website we've guided everybody how to put in your application. Remember what we say, we are solution providers. We don't close our doors only to people, anybody. Do you understand? So our websites are there, our help lines are there, and help desks are there. That is where we say we have turned agriculture into a digital, you know, ecosystem. Do you understand? You don't need even to come. You don't need to visit your farm. We give you guidance and direction on what to do. Go to the farm, take your phone, do you understand? We guide you on how we're going to collect the coordinate, and we'll build the satellite system on top of it through the Google Earth, you understand, which will have a high resolution, you know, registration, a real life, real time, not historical one. We see your farm and everything. And we guide you on what to do. Do you understand? We guide you on what to do, how to put in the application. We have application online. We have questionnaires online. The moment you click on our website, you know, you will see it, www.namel.ng, do you understand? It's there. You will see registration, helpline and everything. So you connect, do you understand? We give you the questionnaire. The questionnaire we ask, where is your farm? What is the size of your farm? Is it accessible? What are you going to go into farming? So by the time you fill in the questionnaire, our system is automatically aggregating what you need. Okay. Do you understand? Yes. For every question is tailored towards the answer. Answers are there. So you click in within 48 hours, you will receive the information that you need. It's automated, do you understand? And it is when you now accepted that I accept I want to do, then we now establish a personal relationship with you and guide you on how to fill in the form, put in the application. There are rules and regulation. Of course, it's not just going to be there. It's not business as usual. Do you understand? Yeah, anybody who wants to join that would definitely need to prepare. It's time for us to make these changes. We can't be doing what we are doing again. The population is exploding. And if we're very lucky for this government agency, this government regulatory body, you understand, to put this kind of intervention program in place, I think we need to adjust ourselves, you understand, and embrace the reality and do the right thing. So you're welcome, you understand. Anybody can apply, we'll guide you on it. There are conditions, you have to meet with those conditions. It's not business as usual, it's not political, it's not, we don't attach sentiment to it. It's purely 100% private sector driven program. Yeah, if you want to solve Nigerian problem, I think we need to shy away from that 3, 4, 5 hectares. Do you understand? Okay. If you key into this program developed by this agency, do you understand, and key into the program, you should be able to make money. Do you understand? And then on your own develop the 1 to 2 hectares. Do you understand? If you key into our program, and for example now, if you have a cooperative or you have an association or you are an NGO, you have 20 hectares or 100 hectares minimum, do you understand? And you present it, and there is a legal document authorizing you to use the land, because land is one problem. Do you understand? If we key into it, you should be able to share that land for 5 hectares. And you can imagine we developing the 100 hectares for you and also bringing money to develop the production. Do you understand? Why Namel is there to help you, to develop the 7 fundamental factors that we have set. Do you understand? That is production, management, financing, do you understand? harvesting, market, and bank. Those are the fundamental pillars that will guide you in terms of guaranteeing your return on investment. So when you make money over this period, you should be able to develop the 1 to 2 hectare. That is old strategy. Because if we go by the 1 to 2 hectare, it's not going to work. Do you understand? Okay. But we need contiguous land of a minimum at least of 100. But they've considered even 20 hectares. Do you understand? So it's something that can flow along that line. So let's look at the issue of land in the south and land in the north. Obviously, clearly, you understand, in terms of availability of land and ecological factors, the south has a lot of disadvantage. But we are working on it. Do you understand? The funding made available is a nationwide thing. It has nothing to do you understand, with maybe north or south or west or east. It's a nationwide problem. And if you want to ask me that, all right, how do you solve the problem? It's much easier. You can easily get a land in the north, do you understand, and get it in the south. You see, for us in Namel, we realize that when you move into an environment and you're talking about to providing, you understand, with a project, never ever try to say you are taking their land. So this strategy that we put in place belongs to the community. We work with the farmer. We are not going to say, okay, Namel is coming to invest. Namel does not invest. Neither does the agency also that is creating this intervention invested. It is the farmer there who has never been to the city before. The land belongs to you. You register. You open an account. The loan belongs to you. Do you understand? Namel is not investing. But when you now bring big boys, do you understand, or big giants and say, I'm coming here, I want 6,000, then we start having problems. So it is so easy for us when we do the advocacy and sensitize them that this land belongs to you. I'm coming to develop you and I'm bringing this funding. You're sitting down and millions are running into your hand. So that makes it easy for us to be able to have land in the southwest and also land in the north. Thank you very much. I think it's from the beginning, all right, from the beginning of time. Take, for instance, India, America, China. Go to China, you will never see American tractor in China. It's a Chinese tractor, Chinese technology. Go to India, you will never see, any technology but Indian technology. Even go to Thailand, do you understand? But in Nigeria, it is one country that you come, you will see India, see America, see Chinese, see all kind of things. We never try to develop our own technology. Do you understand? In China, I remember I read a history about Chairman Mao. He closed the country, you understand, and they developed their own technology in the area of agriculture. Though it may look as if it's a mirage, it may look as if we have a big dream, but we like it or not, we have to go back and then develop our local content. It may take time, do you understand? It may take time. Until we develop our local content, we may not get it right. But for now, it will be like a setback if you say, okay, we're going back to, like setting these things up, do you understand? To start from the beginning. We have to use what we have. So basically, do you understand? We are relying too much on importation and on a technology that is not our own. Do you get it? Then they are fast moving. I'll tell you categorically, look at it. Every technology is phased out after 15, 20 years. And I leave you to look at the distance between here and India, the distance between here and America, the distance between here and China. So the downtime between which you import equipment, spare parts, you understand, kills everything. And these are equipment that are very expensive. So local content is a zero factor that is missing that will help us in terms of maintain our sustainability in the era of technology. So we need to look at that. Unfortunately, again, you understand, commerce, economics right now. People are taking it for granted. A lot of people are shouting mechanization, 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 mechanization. I just told you right now, 6-7 years ago, tractor was 3.5 to 4 million. Today it's 21 million. Who will buy it? Where will you want to see it? So where you have a 5 unit of tractor, today they can't buy one. And yet our population are increasing. Yet we are seeing farming. Now we go to abroad and bring in technology and bring in equipment and everything. The spare part has doubled 20 times. Unfortunately, our system also doesn't help. There is something we call HS code. The HS code is what determines the cost of duty you are going to pay on equipment. Now, if you are importing a tractor, you have to put the spare part. You cannot bring a spare part that you are going to use in 5 years. You are tying down resources and money. Try to bring in this spare part. After the importation, you will pay 100%. Did you see what I mean by that? We are still going back to local content, developing our own. So if from the beginning, do you understand, we have developed our own technology to the extent that at least we can fabricate, do you understand, fabricate and develop some of the spare part. It will help in the area of sustaining mechanization. Equipment, tractors, for example, have a lifespan of between 25 to 30 years. I've seen a tractor in Brazil, I've seen a tractor in India that they're over 50 years, 80 years. They're still using them. You may look very old, look a bit different, but you will see that they're still working. So, but because of lack of spare part, lack of maintenance, lack of capacity, do you understand? Because we imported a technology that is not our own, we did not even try to understand it, we did not try to study it. India studied it from America, do you understand what I'm saying? China studied it from India and America, and they developed their own. Why can't we develop our own? We have institutions, we have tertiary institutions, income is there, do you understand? Universities are there, but we are not doing anything. But as long as we depend on importation and we are not looking at how to develop this gradually, do you understand? It will always be a problem. But this is where we are providing solution in Namel to look at how we can resolve it. But it will take some time. Everything we say government, everything we say government. The government also needs help. You have to come out like how the Namel is coming out to help the government. We came out, you understand, we put our money. We identify what everything that you said I'm talking about today, I learned it from the government. But fortunately, I'm a private sector person, and I have an opportunity of serving the government for over 14 years with about 5 ministers. So there I learned what I need to do. So I need us, we the youth, to be very careful about saying everything is government. Okay. Do you understand? We need to come out ourselves. And to come out ourselves is that look out for like the intervention program that is going on right now. Bring in integrity and honesty. Do you understand what you are going to do? You understand? Search, it is there. It's going to be hard. They're going to reject you. But eventually you pick up. I know a number of times they've rejected me. You just said it when you got in right now. Do you understand that you met me somewhere? But today this is why. So my advice to youth is that don't depend too much on government. Do you understand? Depend on the capacity that Almighty God has given to us and the resources we have in Africa and Nigeria. One day you will pick it. Institutions like that, this agency is there saying, do this, form yourself together, form a strong, a strong bond, a strong cooperative, a strong association. Do you understand? Because that's the only way you can break that, you can break through that collateral aspect. Do you understand? But as a group, you'll be able to tap through some. We have developmental agencies, we have, World Bank, we have De La Millennium, we have USAID. Those ones, they come with their own program. But for now, I think if you want to make it, nobody should wait for government. Honestly, you can start it with your uncle's money, your brother's money, you understand, 150,000, and hold on to it. I'm telling you, in 2 to 3 years, you will see that money is turning into $1 million. So we should stop waiting for government. We need to help our government. Nigerians, we depend too much on government, and that is what is killing our government. I'll be very honest with you. Thank you.